What's going on, guys? So today's episode, today's kind of vlog or discussion or talking point, whatever you want to call it, is what do Japanese people think of Muslims? I'm a Muslim. My parents are originally from the Middle East. Though I was born and raised here in the UK, I guess my first language is English. I still identify and recognize as Arabic, Muslim, Middle Eastern, whatever you want to call it. Having spoken with a few Japanese people, people I've worked with, people I'm friends with, people I'm close to or not, they all kind of give me the same kind of answer. What they see on the news is kind of what they take, I guess, at face value. They don't know much about Islam as a religion. To answer the question, what do Japanese people think of Muslims? I think they don't really have how do I say, a fully formed opinion. So they think, I guess, what they see on the news or just, I guess, in their own personal opinion, what I would say is that they're scared, quite possibly. Or they don't know, not necessarily any better, they just don't know what else to feel, what else to say, because in general, of course, it's very rare to see a Muslim out and about in Japan, and even today. And so the image being portrayed by the news and by these terrible events happening, in like the Islamic part of the world, it gives people a first opinion, a first impression that isn't positive. And so then it's down to maybe further understanding and further learning to understand better what really is Islam, who really are Muslims. And to be honest, me as a Muslim myself, I don't in any way, shape or form allow my faith or where I'm from to get in the way of who I am or my work. Or, that shouldn't conform. It shouldn't be associated. Like, I'm an English teacher, but what does it matter that I'm Muslim? What does it matter my parents are from the Middle East? I'm a native English speaker, but that should be the only thing that counts. When I'm in Japan, I don't really let it be known that I'm a Muslim. I mean, if I'm asked, or, I'll say yes, I'm a Muslim. But Japanese people kind of just tend to be somewhat naive, or just maybe maybe they just want to kind of probe, like, oh, what does this mean? Like, what do you do as a Muslim? How are you able to live your life in Japan as a Muslim? I don't eat pork. It's a bit difficult seeing as Japan is a country full of pork dishes, but I find my ways. I have to pray, and to be honest, obviously there's not an abundance of mosques in Japan. But hey, they've got some. I never felt that me being of a particular faith from a particular country or ethnic background affected me negatively in any way, at least there. I think it's just down to thinking of it on a human level. If you, as a human, are good, then what does faith or religion matter in that instance? To be honest, I'll talk about one instance I had a quite negative experience as a Muslim in Japan. So I'm doing introduction with this adult student. I was saying, this is my name, where I'm from. So I wanted to talk more about my background, and she also, the adult student, asked me about things regarding my family and my parents. So naturally, I said, oh, my parents are from such and such country, and they are such and such religion. And to be honest, she seemed quite intrigued and quite interested in kind of knowing that. But then after the lesson, after having had quite a good conversation, I assumed, my boss comes up to me and she says, next time please be careful what you say. That student has somewhat of a big mouth, and she talks amongst the neighborhood or her friends, what can get around. And if you say that, your parents are from this country and are from this religion, it could get people talking. I could immediately, instantly, I understand what she's getting at. But she's my boss, and to be honest, I was so shocked and so kind of, I guess, saddened by it. I didn't know how else to react, apart from like, what the fuck? Like, she was saying that, don't say you're a Muslim, your parents are Muslim, you're from a Arabic and Islamic country, because then it could be what's that word? Misconstrued? whatever how you say it, and it could be taken in a negative light, and people can kind of think, oh my god, terrorists. But also, on the other hand, there are people who really couldn't care less, or maybe are very intrigued by the fact I'm of a different faith, because obviously Japan is still very homogenous. It's a very homogenous society and country. I think once the kind of stigma kind of goes and kind of fades into memory, and once I guess maybe there's more Muslims or Arabs in Japan, or it becomes something of a norm to see a Muslim or to kind of understand about Islam in Japan, and I think you won't have any issues. As a native speaker of English and Arabic, as a Muslim, as an Arab, I do believe it's just more or less naivety that maybe Japanese people don't know any better, but that maybe on the one hand they want to know more while not knowing as much, or they have a negative stigma or opinion or stereotype, which is really hard to shift. You know, it's hard to alter and change. But I think, let's say, possibly with the 2020 Olympics, with there being a lot more foreigners coming to Japan for that event, of course you're going to see a influx of people from Arab countries, of Muslims from other countries coming. So I definitely feel that could be a starting point. You know, maybe with the influx of, you know, people of the same faith as myself, same ethnic background as myself, being there for a month or so, and just understanding Japan itself. Maybe in that way, Japanese people in Japan can understand Muslims and the Islamic faith somewhat. I mean, I hope so. So with all that said, guys, thank you very much for watching this. It's a very passionate topic for myself, and I hope I didn't kind of drone on or just kind of force my opinions on anybody in any way, or just kind of give off a negative kind of vibe. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, it's a kind of open debate, it's an open topic, pretty subjective subject. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, any Muslim viewers I might have, or people just, as a non-Muslim, what do you think? As a Japanese, I'd like to hear your thoughts and feelings and opinions. Let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.